There's one thing stronger than all the armies of the world, and that is an idea whose time has come. Victor Hugo said that, and I don't know about you, but that statement has evolved for me many times in many different ways. When we think of it, we think of armies in uniform. We think of armies, we think of people in uniform that are coming from a paradigm that we are praying and knowing that the world will evolve out of, yes? And so that's one level. But you know, there's other armies in our society today that we want to be mindful of. And those are the uniforms that are working in clinics that our children and our grandchildren can go in with the least amount of oohs and ahs, and they can be medicated past the point of knowing their name. There are the uniforms today of the educators that still teach from a level of what they did in 1940 and 1950, still teaching the same kind of material in the same way while the world is evolving to the geniuses. There's a statement that says that children are born with a question mark, but by the time they get out of high school, they are one big period. I can't because, I'm not able to because, that kind of thing. My teacher told my parents when I was in the 6th grade I was never going to amount to anything because I talked too much. There are armies in the world, and that there are people that wear uniforms and they stand in pulpits before large groups of people and they tell people that they are unworthy and that they are sinners, and they teach hate and they teach separation. But there is an idea whose time has come, and that is the idea called New Thought. It is the idea that we are people today that are in uniforms. What uniform are you currently wearing? I realize that with your phenomenal community that we are talking with the choir. But when we look at that idea of consciousness and we look at that idea of truth, are you wearing a uniform of possibility? Are you wearing a uniform when you're out there in everyday life that you are wearing principle that's written all over you? When your children are seeing you, do they see inspiration? Do they see a knowing? Do they see the courage and hope that this is a temporary inconvenience and there is something emerging within us that is so much more, that's stronger than anything that we see in this world? Are we a uniform where we are a uniform of being uncomfortable? Are we sharing our sacred stories? It was so uncomfortable for me the first many years to wear a uniform of revealing my life, the very nature of how New Thought had helped me, that I was able to move from just a theory and a concept to this is the very reason that I am alive. It wasn't easy for me at first to tell people of my years of alcoholism or my years as a gay woman that was so misunderstood. But there was that uniform of uncomfortable that was willing to share a story that was so much greater than just the everyday life. You know, we ask ourselves often, how can I be a change in the world? But that's such a one-sided conversation, because the deeper conversation needs to be, how is the world changing me? Yes? Let's ask ourselves, how is the world changing me? Let's say it together. How is the world changing me? Because that's the very nature of how we will evolve to be stronger than all the armies of the world, is to understand within ourselves how the world has changed me, deep in you, to a new place of the conversations and the uniforms that you are willing to have this day and this time. You know, a candle gets all the credit, but it's really the wick that makes it happen. You know, New Thought gets the credit, but you're the wick. Because without you, and you're living by example, and your uniform of bravery, New Thought would just be a theory. You are the wick of New Thought. Your physical being is the candle, but your heart is the wick. Every day when we respond by a uniform of an open heart or a closed heart, we are feeding the vibration on the planet. We are either bringing more life to the planet or we are bringing a level of death to the planet. And so when we look at the wick that we are carrying within our hearts, are we part of a world where we are part of the Great Awakening? You know, for many years we used to say, we are the ones that they've been waiting for. Well, you know what? The waiting is behind us. We need to be the uniform of now, yes? Time to take action in all the places that we know. To live from that heart space. There's too many people that are writing books about solving the world hunger issues of the world while they pass people at the traffic light with a bucket starving to death. There's something very wrong with the outpicturing of that. Do you agree?
Yes.
Too many people longing for celebrity-itis to be a difference maker when we don't even have to look far because it's right in our backyard. It's really whatever is called right in front of us to do. We don't have to look. We can just be willing to wear the uniform of being a change maker. You know, in order to make a difference, each of us, we must be willing to be different. Do you agree?
Yes.
I think about the woman Jennifer that had multiple personality disorder. And when she was Jennifer, she could barely move. She had to be helped getting from place to place. But when she would be Sarah, she was a dancer. She could dance. And her personality that she would host would be the difference between how she would be or whether she could dance. Part of AG&T's work with the Season for Nonviolence is asking all of us to host, as we are walking through these times in the world that we know today, to host a nonviolent reality, to host a readiness and a place of peace and calmness, of knowing that no, we are not in denial, but we're not going to join the lower vibration of the forces that are around us. But we are going to emerge with the uniform of possibility of what we can be in this world. You know, years ago when a mom was watching her little girl, cell phones were kind of new to us. And she's watching her little girl, and her little girl's just going to town on her cell phone. She's going, yeah, I'll see you later. I'm going to talk to my mama, and I'm going to see what I can wear, and I'll meet you at the park. And, oh yeah, we're going to have a good time, and maybe we can have a party after that. And her mom's thinking, gosh, she's talking so much on the phone. She's running up my minutes. There's no telling how much this could cost. So her mom goes over and she gets the phone and she pulls it from her daughter and she looks at it and she goes, it's not even on. It wasn't even connected. She was just playing the part. My urge to myself and to all of us, this is not a time for us to play the part. It's a time for us to be connected, to feel the connection, and to wear the uniform of possibility for right now, because we truly are an idea whose time has come that is stronger than any army that we will ever imagine in our mind or face in real life. God bless you, and thank you for the honor of being with you today. Thank you. Thank you.